many people in this world, they didn't realize that the next day they was going to be diagnosed with a cancer. They thought that tomorrow was going to be waiting for them, and they did not wake up. But you are still living. Now, what do you have to do? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to proceed your life? Life is not a game. Life is living. There's the good and there's the bad, and there's definitely the right now. You can't wait for somebody else to make your life better. You got to make your life better. You got to focus on you. Now, I'm not saying forget the rest of the people, but I'm telling you to get rid of the things that are not making you strong, that are not making you better, that are not making you efficient, that's not putting you in a better place, that's not giving you the strength that you need to keep living the life that you have been given.
A Philippine podcast show dedicated to help you thrive for greatness.
This guy is phenomenally passionate about what he does.
How freaking amazing Jameer is. So skilled and so qualified, and I highly recommend him.
Without a doubt, the best funnel builder I've ever come across.
Yeah, really into the detail, and cannot recommend him highly enough.
Not only was efficient and fast, but he understood the project.
The person who built our entire funnel from beginning to end and has been with us since day one is Jameer.
Nothing But Up, the podcast. With your host, Jameer Angelo.
I'm always flexing.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome 2021. This is Jameer Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up the podcast. This is episode number 22. And this is the very first episode for 2021. And as always, I'm coming to you live here from a simple home office in the province of South Cotabato. And guys, you heard it right. Very first episode for 2021. We had a good break going. I think it was probably a good 2 weeks time. We weren't able to, have an episode for all you folks. But good thing we're back. And, I'm extremely praying and hoping that this year might be better than last year. So, anyway, we have so much in store for you today. And this topic is quite moving for me. And perhaps if you stick around, I'm pretty sure that this episode is going to totally change your perception about life, career, relationship, and I think most especially with your health. We will be having Foram Brown from the UK joining us today. And an extremely motivated and successful womanpreneur, and someone who's also made it through with a big C, cancer. She'll help us walk through the mental and health state of mind with, someone who has cancer. She will be able to guide us with every single inch of experience she had, and with the battle that she took. And I'm so honored to have her guest on our show today. So just stick around, and I promise you will be having a real epic episode to kick off year 2021. And anyway, before we try and go deep later on our show, I'd just like to say my congratulations to Reina Farofaldani Modelo and Kio Modelo for tying the knot. I'm so glad to be part of your wedding, guys, and I wish you more love and success in whatever venture you guys will be into. Thank you, guys, again, and congratulations to both of you and to the entire family as well. And I think, secondly, I would probably throw some shout-outs to my sister, I know you're going through a very, very rough time right now. Trust me, I am praying for you. I am hoping that you will recover pretty soon. I know you're in a very, very tight situation, health wise, but I know that you will surpass that. You will surpass whatever you're going through, and the entire family is with you, and just stay cool, keep calm, stay safe, and I know that you'll make it. I know you can. I trust you. Anyway, just yesterday I was able to attend a wedding, and first time to becoming a godfather, and was pretty excited and never even realized to be one at this very young age. But yeah, guys, I really take it as a compliment. And I really appreciate both of you for picking me to be your godfather. Again, shout out to Reina and Kio. Again, wish you all the love, guys. Appreciate you. Anyway, with our topic today, I'm just gonna give you, just my short insight with today's topic. And I guess for me, it teaches us a lesson that instead of dwelling with what will happen to you in the future, or perhaps always looking back with your past and always living with what ifs, right? This question we have on our topic on today's podcast show teaches us to live today, live by the present, living life daily. When it looks like this very day, might be your very last day on earth, right? Above ground, you suddenly realize that you can no longer procrastinate. Today is all that you have to work with. Too often, I mean, we waste time mindlessly watching television, going through Netflix all the time, surfing the web, browsing our mobile phones, or even napping, which I guess most of us fall victim sometimes. However, if today was all that I had to work with, I will likely ask three questions probably. And I think the first one, if today was your last day, who would you forgive? It is your absolute right to hold grudge with people, with anyone to that nature. Well, what good does it do to you, right? And at a smaller scale, siblings not talking to each other for decades keep holidays really awkward. And it has been said that a lack of forgiveness is like swallowing the poison and expecting someone else to die, if you know what I mean. The stress related to not forgiving can lead to physical and mental illness of all sorts. So now it is your last day drawing breath. Why not end the pain and take the moment to forgive that person that offended you or hurt you? Realize that by offering forgiveness, you're not saying that what they said or did was okay. What you are doing is settling your mind and soul free from the hurt. When forgiveness is at least offered, there is a release that will make those last few hours more bearable. Right? And I have seen forgiveness forgiveness brings clarity to wide array of issues, right? Sometimes the healing brings together the entire family, for example. So who will you forgive on your last day, given the fact that today is your last day? For me, if you ask me, guys, and just to share it, I would probably go seek and ask forgiveness to my mom and my brother. It's really been a tough few months for us, for the entire fam, and this pandemic is totally causing the chaos we're all in. And you see, it's just too personal for me to elaborate even further. But I think after speaking to my sister a few days ago, I think I'm about ready to make amends, with whatever issues our family is going through. And after all, we as a family we will be remembering our dad's, death anniversary, who we lost last February 3rd of last year, 2020. So yeah, I think for my first question, I would probably go with that, asking myself who would I forgive, and going with what I just mentioned over, which is to make amends with my mom and my brother, per se. And I think the second question, if today was your last day, what risks would you take? Another good question to ask yourself, perhaps. And what is that one thing that you always wish that you had done? Right? Probably jump on a plane, go hang gliding, or eat sushi, for example, or asking a boy or girl out. Those stuff. But you see, today is your last day, right? And why not take the chance to live out that fantasy you have? Run through the mall naked, run through the mall dressed like a superhero. Taking risks helps you feel alive. And it is still not too late to actually live. And you guys, I mean, with me, I would probably go with having to drive as fast as I can, because that ever you see that ever dying urge of speed. I've been through a couple of accidents before, and because of those experiences, I am much more of a defensive driver right now. However, if it's my last day, I would probably love to experience that urge. Again, the desire to having to drive at 200 kilometers per hour, 200 kph, right? It would really be crazy. And if this might be your last day, I mean, what else do you have to lose, right? Nothing. So if you ask that person out, or if they reject you, you only have a few hours left to feel that pain, right? Go ahead and run that marathon. You have always believed that the marathon would kill you. Why not find it out, and find out if it's that statement is really true, right? It is your last day after all, so why not go for it? And then finally, I guess for me, one good question you could probably ask is that if today was your last day, where would you go? You see, the earth is really not that big anymore. You can go see the Great Wall and enjoy every minute of the trip, right? Hike the Alps, go hunt for Bigfoot, for example. Take a safari. Up until now, you have seriously held back because it's going to cost too much, or you simply could not get away from work. Like, you have likely you'll be having multiple excuses, right? And all of those have now been removed from you. So why not go see the world? I mean, it has been waiting for you all this time. And I've really always dreamed of having to go to the Bronx, man. And I think that's going to be the first place I'm going to go if it's the last day, if it's going to be my last day on earth. And given the chance and the luxury of doing so, I'll probably go to the Bronx, New York, where hip hop was actually born. I want to, firsthand experience, the culture there, the place where hip hop was discovered. Been really meaning to experience that for a long time. So, I mean, I would love that to be the last place that I would go if today is my last day. So, guys, I mean, there is certainly no doubt. So far, nearly everyone that was born has died. It is safe to say that someday you will be food for worms, if you know what I mean. What will your legacy be, right? When you are lying in your deathbed, what will you wish for? What will you wish that you had done? Right? You see, this question really teaches us indeed that you will never ever get some positives if you always look back, with your past, or ponder about your future. You have to live day by day in and day out. This teaches us that whatever tomorrow brings is just a result of what you did today. Living life. And guys, in a bit, we'll have Foram Brown from the UK, another international guest we'll be having in our podcast show. And I'm really so honored to have her in our show today. And before we bring her in, let's try and take a quick word from our sponsor.
As they say, food takes people to places. So during these crazy times, one can take his taste buds on a trip to Western Visayas by trying out one of its specialties. If you've ever been to Negros Occidental, you may have already tried its famous comfort food, Cansi. It's a dish made with slow-cooked beef shanks in deep sour broth soup. Bacolod City is particularly famous for Cansi. It's an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu. Good news for Cebuanos. You can now indulge with a bowl or two of Cansi in Cebu. Introducing Cole's Cansi. Located in the heart of Cebu. Open to serve you daily. To order, visit and message them on Facebook. Satisfy your craving and relieve that stress away. Cole's Cansi, an iconic Ilonggo dish that is now available in Cebu.
I'm always flexing.
All right, welcome back to our show. Again, this is Nothing But Up, the podcast, episode 22. And guys, today's topic is yet so dear to me, as this question personally hits the mark, at least on a personal level. And this came so timely, having to ask, why my dad left us so soon. And if you follow the show closely, I've already shared this over. My dad died and suffered from cancer, liver cancer. I did witness, how much pain he went through, and along with my family, and we were all there throughout his dying days. But today, I solely dedicate this episode to everybody that has been, going through some tough times right now. It could be with their health, it could be caused by this pandemic, or even with their careers, whatever crazy things that you're in. Man, you see, we're so lucky today because we have a guest on the show today from the UK, and it was still very short notice, but I took the leap of faith to invite her, even if I felt like this topic might come a little too intimate and personal for her too, and for us to discuss. But we are so blessed to have someone that could really shed some inspiration from. She previously worked for Rolls-Royce as engineering program manager for about 2 years under Advanced 3 engine. She is the head of mechanical engineering UK, a Bombardier Transportation, and currently the CEO and founder of Foram Brown, Recruitment for Diverse Women in Engineering and Technology. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's all give it up for Miss Foram Brown. Welcome to the show, Foram. I appreciate you for honoring us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on this show. It's such a pleasure.
Awesome. And again, I really appreciate you for being here because, sincerely, I was so hesitant last December of last year. I was already thinking about, this topic already beforehand. And I really decided to somehow, go solo maybe, because usually in my podcast episodes, I always have guests. Right. Mm-hmm. And I really thought about inviting you, and I couldn't help it. About a few days ago, I really couldn't help it but mention this over because I really want to dedicate this episode solely to my dad above and for everybody, that has been going through some tough times. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here.
It's only my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me. And I would have done this for you any day. So thank you. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. I know that your guys there in the UK are on lockdown again, right?
Yes, it's a nightmare. I mean, we've got lockdown, and the worst bit for me is homeschooling and working from home. It's a nightmare. But we're kind of getting used to it. At least we're all healthy, we're alive, we're safe, which is the most important thing. So, yeah, it's challenging.
It is very challenging, and I couldn't imagine that you guys been going through. But anyway, Foram, I wanted to ask you this because you've been affiliated with so many big and huge companies in the UK. So I want to ask you, how is it working with big and major companies like those and working under certain industries that is clearly dominated by men? Was it tough adjusting?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very challenging because it is a very male-dominated environment, and I'm a woman, and I do stand out because there's one thing I do is speak my mind. So not many people like it. So yeah, it's been challenging, but at the same time, it's been very rewarding. The people that I've met over 15 years in these multinational organizations are phenomenal. My team has been amazing. Couldn't really survive without them. The number of people I've networked with who are really, really helping me through this whole entrepreneurial venture as well has been absolutely phenomenal. But challenges. I think challenges as a woman in engineering, having to, in a way, constantly prove myself that I do know what I'm talking about. I can be a woman and still talk technical. And also to a certain extent, being listened to is also another challenge. You can be in a room full of men, and sometimes the feeling is as if I don't exist. I almost in my head, I'm like, hello, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you hear me? So that also happens quite a lot. And it's difficult because initially it's a shock. You don't know how to react to it. But over the years, I have learned how to work in those environments and how to really help the men help others overcome such scenarios where they're not making it inclusive enough. So it has been challenging, but immensely rewarding. So that's why I've still been there for all these years.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, when I heard about that, and when I saw your LinkedIn profile, to be honest with you, I was really blown by your credentials, and I was like, how can this woman stay afloat with a very dominant, engineering wise, in general, even here in our country, is really male dominant. And I commend you for staying at the top level and having to adjust right away, considering that you are in a different country. You are not born and raised there, and somehow probably there could be some culture difference or that nature that applies to it. Now, if I may ask you too, could you say that those experiences you encountered, would you say that might come from the passion, coming from you when it comes to helping women globally?
Definitely. That is the main drive for me, where, I've learned so much over these years, and I am genuinely passionate. I'm genuinely passionate about engineering and women. and how best, I couldn't think of a better way of merging the two together. Everything that I have learned, I feel like if that is shared with others, the very first thing I'm doing is making everybody feel that they're not the only ones who are going through it. Because that's how I felt. I felt like I'm the only one. There's nobody sharing this. There's nobody telling me that, hey, I'm also going through the same thing. We somehow become, I find that, at least I felt that it's my battle and I'm going to fight it and I'm strong and I can go through it. And that's how I have climbed my ladder. And I feel that if that was visible, it would give others the courage to do the same. So that's where the whole idea of doing something that empowers the women and makes them believe in themselves and still pursue their career within engineering is my dream and is what I want to do.
Wow. Wow. I'm so blown. I mean, I can sense and feel the passion and the drive
Thank you.
you have for helping out women and for women that are really struggling career wise, right? So it must have been tough. And yeah, I mean, since you've experienced it, I think you do have the credibility to back it up somehow, for sure. Now, if I may ask you to, Foram, I know that you were born and raised in India, and perhaps having to live in India, well, maybe half of your entire life, I'm guessing. Have you ever imagined accomplishing everything that you have accomplished now?
Yes. Normally when you ask people, they say that, no, I haven't, and it just happened. No. I always dreamt of having a certain lifestyle, getting to a certain position, and it's been a lot of hard work. But I always knew that, I am going to make it at some point. I'm going to get what I want.
You almost caught me off guard there. From all of my entire guests throwing this question, you are the very first, and I love it. I love it. And I guess Forum, I guess it really makes sense, right? Yeah. Why couldn't you imagine? Because you've worked hard for it, right?
Yeah. And I think it's so important to have that dream, have that vision, and also be vocal about it. Because somewhere inside we all think that one day I want to be this, I want to have this, but we never make it vocal enough. And
True.
Why not? Why not? So yeah, that's me.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay. I think that's probably one of the biggest takeaway people can get from this episode right now. I love it. I love it. I love the answer, actually.
What a way to start 2021, right? Through your podcast.
Yeah. So excited. And guys, I mean, just for everybody's information, because I know I've seen people messaging me over because they kind of lost track with the podcast episode. 'Cause I think I was out for about 2-3 weeks. Came unannounced because I really had to take a break somehow with all the crazy shit I've been through last December. So I think I've shared it over to you. I caught a flu, I got sick, and all those stuff. So it was really crazy. But anyway, Forum, on a serious note, my listeners on the podcast show kind of knows about this. For everybody that has been following me, because my very first episode was kind of very emotional as well. Considering that the passing of my dad with cancer. So I wanna pick your brain somehow, Forum. When you realized that you had cancer, what was your initial reaction, and how did your family take it?
Oh, I tell you, the very first thing was denial, because it's I don't know how to explain this, but we associate as human, or at least I did, that you are unwell if you've got some sort of a pain in your body. That's how I have always associated not feeling well. To be perfectly normal and not have any symptoms whatsoever. To wake up in the morning and find a lump in my breast was very hard, because I am physically fine. I'm going for my runs, I'm working, I'm being a super mom, I'm being a superwoman, no problem. But I have this lump in my breast. So it was really, really difficult. Initially was denial. It can't be. I mean, come on, I'm so young. I know you're trying to guess my age now. But I'm young. I have been healthy. I exercise. The two don't go together. So there was a lot of that, and there was I know myself, Matt, my girls were very little, so initially they didn't know much about it. There was a huge phase of denial where it would be like, maybe it's just a fatty tissue. Then it was told that it's cancer. And then came the worry, of course, that, oh my God, how bad is it? But somewhere in our brain, we still want to say, oh, it'll be fine, it's not spread. So you kind of still continue to be in denial. And I had 2 surgeries. And then it was after my 2 surgeries that I was told that it spread and I needed to have chemotherapy and everything. And actually, at that point, everything was happening so quickly that there was no time to absorb what is happening. For me, for my family, that shock was just the shock and the pace at which it was going.
It must have been very overwhelming with you and the family, right?
Exactly. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, one morning I'm waking up with this lump. One morning I'm waking up being in surgery. One morning I'm waking up cutting my hair because I really had long hair. And the very first thing, when you get told that you're going to have chemotherapy, a human nature, or for me, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my hair. What am I going to look like? I mean, forget the cancer in my body. What am I going to look like? So that was really tough. And I know Matt, my husband, I know when we found out, we were in tears. Also with young girls, how do you explain them that,
that must have been so tough.
Exactly. So for me, I had made it quite fun, and it worked out a little bit, but it was very hard. Girls seeing me having no hair. With all of this comes the mental challenge, which is very
mental challenge,
And I find that, after you go through all the treatments, because everything's been so quick, you've had no time to think about anything. But
no time to react, actually.
No time to react, exactly. But once all the treatments are over, you have this space where you are recovering. So your body is still not there. And that's when that mental challenge kicks in, because it's like, oh my God, what's happened? And, what is going to happen in the future? It's always there in the back of my mind that, what if this comes back? Am I eating the right thing? Am I drinking the right thing? Can I have my glass of wine? Or that it sounds petty, but it all,
those small things matters actually for someone experiencing it.
So it's quite a shock, but at the same time, the positive, I've got it, I've been through it, so I have to have my fingers crossed. Thank you.
I really commend you. And that guys, for everybody tuned in right now, listening and watching this episode, this right here is the epitome of a strong woman. Not everybody would be able to surpass that. And I myself witnessed how painful it could be. Just to share it over with you, Forum, about a year back, we decided to get my dad to have, chemotherapy.
Yeah.
And I think it was about 12 sessions, if I remembered it correctly. And every time the session is done, and a few days after that, I could see how sick my dad was. So seeing him in that situation was so tough.
Yeah,
it was really tough, and I couldn't imagine. So, guys, I mean, this right here, if just wanna share my thoughts right now for everybody that's kind of like going through some serious shit right now, right? Or serious problems, whatever it could be with health, career, relationship, or even with this pandemic and stuff like that. There is always hope, right? There is always hope. It's a matter of how you put your mind into it, getting the proper mindset. I would also encourage having a good support group that could really, get your things way in when you're trying to get better and when you're trying to, surpass the challenges that you have. But Forum, I mean, with all the adversities, the challenges you faced, and the struggles you have endured, what major lesson did you learn through that experience?
The one thing that I have learned is to live every day like it's your last day.
Exactly.
I genuinely mean it. I genuinely mean it. It really has put so many things into perspective. Something as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee. We take tea and coffee and our food for granted. When I was going through chemotherapy, I had no taste, I had no willingness, I had nothing. So for me, who's a coffee lover, to go to a point where there was nothing associated with it, now I enjoy my coffee. I prioritize my family because it's simple. It's silly. Before that, I would be like so focused. I would have work and I was so dedicated to work. Not that I'm not dedicated to work anymore, but it's a little different. My family, my happiness comes before anything else.
Yeah.
For me, it's every day like, tomorrow is not going to be there. So what positive can you do every day? And I'm going to share one thing with you and your viewers. I really urge you to get a diary and journal and write every day that one thing that you have loved and you're grateful for. And it really makes a lot of difference. It just makes you think. I do it before going to bed, where I write down what I have been doing in my day and what I love. And it really reminds you that, be appreciative of what is happening in your day.
Nice. Very well said. I would probably try that, because you see, Forum, I fall victim to that somehow. I mean, what you said with being so, overworked, getting the wrong priorities set. There was a point in my life where I kind of like, I was lost somehow. And this was during the stage when I was kind of like in denial when my dad, left us. Then the pandemic hit. So it was really a struggle. I was supposed to be on vacation after, the burial, and all the entire year that I've endured, seeing my father suffer. So when we finally, rested, I was like planning to somehow take a break for maybe about a month, try to get myself back in track again because I was really lost during those times. What happened is that instead of me going on vacation, the pandemic hit, we were on lockdown. You couldn't even go out of your house. So what I did is that I just really focused myself into work. It was like kind of like working for about 18, 20 hours in a day. I sleep like only 4 hours. I eat like around 6 meals a day. So that made me obese. That made me have diabetes. It kind of complicated everything, all the shit out that I couldn't really imagine. And then it really hit me. It hit me so hard, and I thought to myself, I should stop this trend. Otherwise, it's going to kill me. So when 2021 came, this brand new year, and I came across this, this question just over my newsfeed on Instagram, actually, to be honest with you. And I thought to myself, hey, this hits me so hard because you are absolutely true. I mean, no BS. I mean, with all that, it is really true. If you try and live day by day, right, consider it all as your last day, then it could really turn the tables around for you, mindset wise and with your heart. So
definitely. And I think it's just getting to that point, but it's not easy either, because I'm telling you, up until I had my treatments, I wasn't like that myself, where it was a super mom can do everything, and I was happy doing that. It's unfortunate that I've had that to change that perspective. And I think by just doing something as little as journaling, it can really start helping you towards changing that perspective.
We'll follow your lead on that. Appreciate you for sharing, guys. I mean, take it from Forum, guys. It could probably lead us to a better understanding as to what life is, and could help us improve how we approach daily. With whatever we love or do, and something that we appreciate. On that day, write it down, as what Forum said, and somehow I think it would. I'm a big fan of it. Maybe I'd go ahead and follow your lead in that. Now, Forum, I know we've come so deep, and we're just right about 20 minutes, and it's. I felt like we're on a very serious note right now, but let's talk about some other stuff. Because I know that you let's maybe talk about women in engineering and technology, because that's the field that you're in. Tell us more about this. How does your company bring help to every single woman in engineering, where clearly it's a profession dominated by men, right? How can women in engineering benefit from your program and all that?
So for me, just to tell you a little bit, I do recruitment for women in engineering. I have a vision and a mission where by 2030, I know it's a while away, but by 2030, I want to make sure that I have supported 10,000 women just in engineering.
Awesome.
And that's where I want to get all the women together, create a community, and give them exposure to a lot of job opportunities are out there, which are never advertised.
Yeah.
Because I know, as I have progressed towards senior leadership positions, not all of those positions are advertised. And even if they are advertised, because of conscious or unconscious bias, people already know who they want in that position to be. So a lot of the times, those opportunities are never out there for the women.
Really?
Or for men, at those positions. And I want to be a platform where I, with my networking, with my connections, I bring those opportunities and expose them to the women that we have in my community. So that is the model. That is what I want to do. I want to really help these women. And at the same time, because these organizations are really male dominated, I want to work with those men to try and make it more diverse and inclusive, where I am working with them to help them bring these women into their organization at leadership positions. Because something I see is there is a lot of activity happening for STEM. Now, I am hugely, and I strongly encourage STEM, and I'm supportive of that. I'm with them, but I am focusing on the women that are already in engineering, who have been in engineering for a few years and now are perhaps stuck or are too scared to take that next step.
Yeah,
Or
to take the next leap. Yeah.
yeah, or are in a very senior position, but they don't know how to progress even further. They don't, they're scared of losing their security by making
Yeah.
another move. So there are so many things that kind of impact uh, us in finding opportunities for ourselves. And I want to make sure I can get them for all those women who are in my community.
Nice, awesome. Now, does this program only apply in the UK forum? Because I know our show, by the way, is being heard internationally. So people might be asking or wondering if it is just solely in the UK where you're located, or it can be
Absolutely.
applied to everyone.
It is global. I mean,
Nice.
for me, look at the whole pandemic. The whole pandemic, whether we like it or not, has forced us to go into the futuristic way of
True.
working, which is working from home. So you can have clients all over the globe.
Exactly.
We have
Exactly.
proven that over the past few months, we have been able to sign off engines in civil aerospace through electronic signatures. Have been able to do a lot of things by working from home. There are certain activities that you still need people on site, but we are in a global area. We know we work globally. We need the right person to be assigned to the right job. That is very important. So for me, it's global. My network is global. No matter where you are in the world, if you are a woman in engineering, please join my community. And if you are a CEO, president, VP, or a founder looking to make your environment inclusive, introduce creativity, productivity, make more money, you need to have some of the really powerful women I have in my network.
Nice, awesome stuff. So it's gonna be a joint. I would not say joint, but could be a community that could cross, women in engineering onto CEOs, company owners, business owners that are looking to get
Absolutely.
women in engineering. Awesome program. Nice, nice. And you know what? Speaking of global, people would be wondering on how to reach you. So maybe we can drop links on this podcast episode so
Yeah,
people can try and contact you if in case you want to inquire or
yeah.
seek advice or maybe, know more about the program. So where can people reach you, Forum, if in any case?
So for me, there is my email, which is info@forambrown.com. But you can find me on every social media platform. Just type in Foram, Foram Brown, Brown, and
Awesome.
you'll find me. There's only one Foram Brown for now.
Awesome, awesome stuff. And anyway, guys, for everybody tuned in right now or downloading this episode or just came across this, if you're looking to get more information about what the program Forum just shared over about women in engineering and technology, and even for CEOs and companies looking to hire or get women within the engineering and technology niche, definitely we will be sending and dropping links on this episode so you can try and get to contact Forum and try to reach her for any inquiries or on how to reach her directly. And Forum, speaking about global, now this is something really interesting, and I know you shared it over just a couple of weeks ago. Now, let's maybe talk about your passion about helping people, especially from Asia, to live a life and settle abroad. Because believe it or not, me myself, I haven't seen a program as powerful like this. So I heard you have an upcoming program, right?
Yeah.
About that. So could you tell us more about it? How does it work, and the process itself?
Firstly, I am so excited about it. So I can't wait for the next few weeks to share that with you all. But this happened for me over the past few weeks, where since I've been present on social media, I've had a lot of people get in touch with me saying, "Can you just give me a job?" It doesn't work that way.
Correct.
That's where the whole idea came in, where I have done it. I had a dream and I have achieved it. And I am here in front of you and I am successful. And I have done it on my own. I haven't had people helping me throughout this process. And that's where the urge came in, that I genuinely want to help people achieve this. Nobody knows how to achieve it.
Correct.
And nobody is telling anybody how to do it. And that's where I have come up with a program that gives you a step-by-step guide on things that you need to do in order to make your dream become a reality.
Nice. Awesome stuff. I was so excited upon hearing this from you a few weeks ago. And I know that we are still in the works when it comes to that program in general. But I'm seeing that within, let's say, about a week's time, we can see traction on it. And guys, the moment the program is live, I'm going to try and hook you up. For all my listeners in Asia, especially here in the Philippines, Singapore, we got a couple in India, Japan, Indonesia. You can really benefit from this. Now, if you're sincerely looking to change your life and you got plans on how, to go abroad, try to make a living, try to be successful, take it from Foram. The course and this program is really coming, guys. And this one is for you, right? And you will be blown by the amount of content she will be sharing. So look out for that. Look out for that. Okay. So again, I'm going to be dropping the links on this episode, so everybody would be able to see it. Everybody would be able to get the hang and feel of it. And again, if you're dead serious about really changing your life, then it's really about time that you check it out real soon. So we'll keep you in the loop, guys. We'll keep you in the loop. It's still in the works, but definitely you will benefit from it. Okay. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. You know what, Forum? I'm really enjoying it. I think we are right about over 30 minutes now on our episode. So I just want to go back to your situation there in the UK, man. I mean, again, pandemic, second strain came from there. How was it with family, your business, health-wise, for you guys?
Chaos. Oh my God. It was after Christmas, it was announced we're going to have a lockdown, school shut, and there's a reason why I'm not a fucking teacher. Oh my God. I cannot teach. To teach. And when you've got so many things going on, you forget that is just a child who genuinely knows what I'm talking about.
You know what, Forum? The sad thing about this is that even if you hire, someone that would try and teach your kids, like a tutor, for example, it's still pandemic, and you can let anyone come into your house, or even in virtual. I don't know if that's because kids have short attention spans, so it's really, really challenging.
It has been, and it's I have got a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old who are two extremes. I mean, Let me tell you, if I had my 5-year-old as my first child, I wouldn't have had a second child. And it's trying to manage children with work and trying to do things that I am genuinely passionate about, and I want to help everyone out there. It's been a challenge, but I think initially, once I have got past the shock and got my frustration out, it's been a lot easier with the planning and everything. And you know what? I'm on track with everything I'm supposed to do. So I'm loving it.
Awesome stuff.
And
Awesome
the
stuff.
children are getting some schooling, probably not all the schooling they need, but something is better than nothing, eh?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No, I really couldn't imagine it, because what you're going through is exactly what I've been going through here. Same stuff. So I don't know. I think that's one thing which is constant in this world at this certain time right now with this pandemic. So I just really want to wish you to always stay healthy, be safe, always protect yourself. I mean, not just for yourself, but for your entire fam, because it's still very challenging.
And the same goes to you.
Appreciate that. Are the vaccines already out there in the UK?
They are, but there is a tier system where it's going to be through a tier system that people would get vaccinated.
Okay.
Yeah, I am in the vulnerable category, so I'll probably get vaccinated before the rest of my family.
Okay.
But yeah, it's phenomenal. I think the way they have handled it in this country with the whole COVID testing, with the vaccinations, it's mind blowing. And I'm amazed at it. And I applaud all the people working in the health sector.
Awesome.
And for all the companies that make these medication. It's a lot of hard work and dedication from them that a lot of the times we're too busy complaining about our lives that we forget about.
Can you imagine their lives? With all the pressure, trying to find a solution, a cure to this pandemic.
We need a cure right now.
Yeah, for sure. It's really tough for them,
Yeah.
But wait. Is the government paying for all your vaccines, or are they shouldering everything as far as having it?
It is paid by the government, but inevitably we have paid into the system.
Okay.
Of course, we have to pay our taxes, our national insurance, and everything, which then would eventually fund all the vaccinations and everything going out.
Okay, that figures. At least, the government, your government is taking it.
Absolutely. The government is looking after it. The government has got an amazing system. And this is where I cannot, I am awestruck with the facilities they've got, with the hard work they've put in. And the rollout of vaccination, the plan and everything. It's great. I couldn't complain about it.
Awesome stuff.
Amazing.
Awesome stuff. Just stay safe again, as always.
No,
okay?
I just need to get past a few more months, hopefully. But I feel like slowly I can see that little ray of light at the end of a really long tunnel.
Definitely. And I'm really praying and hoping this will really end soon. Gladly, we already have the vaccine.
Yeah.
So it's just really a matter of, time.
How about, what is the situation where you are like?
Here? Well, it's crazy as hell here.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy as hell here. As a matter of fact, one direct relative, I just don't want to name her because somehow it's, very, very confidential for now. I just heard the news yesterday. She got COVID. And, one thing which really sucks here is that the country acts so late. Again, guys, there could be thousands of Filipinos watching this episode right now, but those guys know exactly what's happening here. We were supposed to get Pfizer, the vaccine, and we were supposed to have it by last week of January, and then the government screwed up big time. So we're kind of looking for other alternatives. I think there were some paperworks that they forgot. I think that was the term on the news. They forgot to submit it. And then what Pfizer did is that they sent the vaccines and awarded it to Singapore. So it was so sad. And we heard that the efficacy with Pfizer, I believe, was about 95%, 90, right on that mark, which is really great.
Yeah.
Now we're left with no other choice but to get AstraZeneca, which is made in China. No pun intended again. The virus coming from China. The cure somehow is coming from China. So I really don't know for him. We're in a deep shit right here in the country. So, but again, we're still optimistic. Hopefully, when if you were to ask me, I would probably go with a higher efficacy rate if I were to choose. But unfortunately, here in our country, we can't choose our stuff here. Whatever comes here, you gotta need to grab it. Unfortunately, whatever's available. But anyhow, enough with that, because I don't want to get this topic diving into politics. I really hate talking about that. It's a very tangible topic, and I get so affected by it actually. So.
You can talk about it forever.
Yeah, for sure. I want to step away with it. But you know what? I really enjoyed today.
Thank you.
Again, as you said, it is an epic episode.
Oh,
it is an epic episode. And for my dad, Papa, this one's for you. I'm really missing you so bad. His death anniversary is February 3rd. I am supposed to go there. Then again, we're another lockdown. And the second strain of the virus just came here in the country. So a lot of crazy shit happening here. So I can't fly. There's no way for me to go. So I don't know. I might probably offer some mass for him. And then, just spending time with family here with me. But anyway, other than that, really enjoyed it. Had a good time. Foram, any final words for people right now that's struggling with their health, career, relationship, anything that you can probably share over for them?
For me, I think the only thing that I can say is just be happy with what you're doing. I think it sounds very simple, and I don't think it's very simple to do. So I think it's important that get enjoyment from what you're doing. And also a big thing that I live by is not doing anything that you would regret. That is a big thing that I do. I don't want to wake up thinking, I wish I'd done that. So, make your own decisions and be proud of the decisions you're making and stick by them. I think that for me is the key for any type of struggle. Make the most of what you have got, because there's always somebody somewhere who's probably in a less fortunate position than you are in.
Very well said. Very well said. And guys, another takeaway from Forum. And again, I really appreciate you for those words. I'm taking some of it actually. Never living by the life of what ifs. Those questions, eliminate those. Because again, at the end of the day, regardless of you do it or not, the only way to find out is by making actions. So if you take actions, then the better. If not, then you got to be living the life with what ifs all your life. So that's the thing. Awesome. And lastly, Forum, about the topic on today's episode, what's your take on this? What if today was your last day? What's your answer?
I would be very sad, to be totally honest, because I think, yes, there would be questions that, I would not be able to see my children grow up. I wouldn't be able to get old with the love of my life. I wouldn't be able to travel. I wouldn't be able to go see my family. So it would make me very sad. But at the same time, I know that I've done the best I could up until now. I've given it my 100%. So yeah, I don't think I've got anything that I would regret. So I'd just be enjoying it, and I'll be opening a bottle of champagne tonight.
That's probably the best answer I've heard so far. You know what? We should hang out sometime when this pandemic is over. I'm looking forward to that. No, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Again, guys, we got Foram in the house. It's been an epic episode, guys. And then again, I appreciate you for hanging out with us. As always, just if you just came across this podcast episode, just follow Nothing But Up the podcast. You're tuned into episode number 22. You got the options to download it. We are available on all podcasting platforms, namely Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. And if you're somewhat visual, you can always check us out on our YouTube channel. That's Funnel Expert PH. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Again, Foram, thank you for being here with us. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Once again, this is Nothing But Up the podcast, and I'll see you on our next episode. Peace, y'all.
I'm always flexing.
Thanks for tuning in. Download this episode and pass on the news. Hit like and subscribe. Watch out for our next episode coming out next.